Welcome to the Friday, August 5th, 2016 edition of our Seafood News Roundup, sponsored by Urner Barry's Prospector. I'm Seafood News Editor Michael Ramsing, and co-hosting with me today is Urner Barry staffer Emily Zuhowski. Hey Emily, how's it going?
It's good. How are you doing?
Good, Emily, thanks. In our top story today, New York's unique lobster size requirements force state authorities to confiscate some product from retail stores. But first, here's Emily to start us off with a look at some of this week's major seafood news stories from around the industry.
Researchers at UC Santa Barbara published a new climate change study on North Atlantic waters that found the phenomenon known as the North Atlantic Oscillation may be responsible for as much as a 17% decline to New England's cod stock since 1980. The oscillation is similar to the El Niño weather pattern in that it causes changes to water temperatures, but differs since it affects the North Atlantic rather than the Pacific. The study also determined that the oscillation can be used to predict the future size of the cod stock, which would allow for improved management.
In other news, John Sackton commented this week of the current state of the embattled tuna industry, which has faced criticism as stocks are being fished at their maximum rate, while in the U.S., a retailer lawsuit accuses the top three tuna companies of price fixing. Sackton said that NGOs like the Marine Stewardship Council and Greenpeace have seized on these issues to try and build their own commercial success on the industry's problems. But these groups have ignored recent attempts to use sound science to try and define globally acceptable tuna management strategies. Sackton warns retailers not to get caught up in emotional anti-science campaigns intended to boost bottom lines for NGOs when it comes to their tuna purchasing strategies.
The Alaska Department of Fish and Game reduced the total allowable catch for golden king crabs in the western Aleutians by 25% to 2.2 million pounds. This is the first time in years that Alaska has reduced the golden king crab quota in the Aleutian region. It was based on several stock abundance indicators. The quota cut comes after fishermen failed to land the total catch in 2 straight seasons. Fishery scientists are mostly stumped about the fishery's poor production and said they will monitor the fishery this season to see if the reduction helps the western stock. Now here's Michael with this week's top story from the seafood retail sector.
Thanks, Emily. In today's top news story, New York State conservation officers seized more than 800 undersized lobsters from 2 Price Chopper supermarkets and the company's distribution center. The seizure was a culmination to a state investigation that was originally launched in March after officers found 2 short lobsters at the stores. Price Chopper's longtime lobster supplier, Lobster Trap, took immediate responsibility for the confiscation and said it was a mistake. The Massachusetts-based distributor said a packer error shipped lobsters to Price Chopper that did not meet New York State's new unique minimum lobster length, which differs from all other markets in New York. In New York, the minimum legal lobster size is actually 1/8 inch more than the 3 1/4 inch length that's acceptable in most other markets. Lobster Trap's owners deeply regretted the mix-up and said they will no longer house lobsters shorter than 3 3/8 inches at its facility in Cape Cod. A Price Chopper spokesperson said the retailer terminated its 30-year relationship with Lobster Trap and intends to hold the distributor responsible for the violation. And that's it for today's news recap. Remember to subscribe to seafoodnews.com for more daily industry stories and follow us on Twitter at SeafoodComNews. Now, before we sign off, here's Emily with a quick look at the seafood markets powered by Urner Barry's Comtel.
Thanks, Michael. Seafood activity this week saw supply concerns persist in the domestic shrimp industry as prices moved higher for many types and sizes, particularly for peeled items. Salmon prices for larger size Norwegian whole fish adjusted higher from a lack of inventories, while the market for fresh crab meat from Venezuela rallied because of limited production. Back to you, Michael.
Thanks, Emily. Well, that wraps up our show, which was brought to you today by Urner Barry's Prospector, the most comprehensive online directory of verified companies and contact listings in the protein industry. Prospector subscribers have access to thousands of potential new business opportunities through this premium subscription-based service. Sign up at shop.urnerbarry.com or call us at 1-800-932-0617. I'm Michael, that is Emily, and this was our show. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.